You're welcome back to the Friends and Family Show on Channel 1 TV. Always coming to you live from our studios here at number 5 Ola Hanson Lane in Tesano. You're very welcome, my darling. I know it's been a while, but here's what. We're here to have a very nice conversation tonight. Now, I'm going to ask you a very serious question. Is the family table disappearing? Do people still sit behind the dining table, around the dining table to have dinner, breakfast, or lunch? Is that particular table? Are you on that particular table? Is it broken or is it still there? That's what we're talking about today. I'd want for you to be a part of the conversation, all right, darling? Send me a message via WhatsApp on the number 020 777 7033. That is 020 777 7033. Don't forget to add your name and location when you send me that message. I really do really want you to be a part of this conversation. Now here's what. My super special name is Noyo Kwote, and I'm going to be your sweet host talking about this very important conversation. You can find me on Instagram at na_oyo_Kwote. When you do find me, don't forget to hit the like and the follow button. We'll get into this conversation with 3 wonderful guests, but we'll take a breather. When I am back, I'm still going to ask you that question. Is the family table disappearing or you're on it? I'll be right back.
When the stars come out, Ghana Weekend turns up the lights. From the hottest red carpet moments to the wildest after parties. And for all your celebrations, anniversaries, and unforgettable moments, if it's happening, we're there. First, fast, and fabulously. Your front row pass to Ghana's A-list lifestyle is just a click or a channel away. GhanaWeekend.com and Ghana Weekend TV, where fame meets the fans. Promote your next big event with us, because when you party with the stars, the whole nation of black stars should know. Visit GhanaWeekend.com, watch and subscribe to Ghana Weekend TV on YouTube. Stay connected with us across all platforms. Follow us on Instagram with the handle at GhanaWeekend.com, on X at Ghana Weekend, on TikTok Ghana Weekend, and on Facebook at Ghana Weekend. Join the Ghana Weekend family today. Ghana Weekend, all access, all glam, all yours.
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensa.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensa.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
Let's get into the world of sports like never before.
You know how we do it on Fridays.
Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. on 97.3 City FM for Sports Panorama, your ultimate destination for all things sports.
One of the biggest scandals in this country's history. You can't spend 250 million USD and come out with that.
Blasters efitomo. Oto adwe ebo moten.
From the thrill of association football to the excitement of basketball, tennis, athletics, and even emerging sports, we cover it all. Whether it's the Premier League or the latest NBA showdown, we bring you the stories behind the stars.
Getting an opportunity to become a national team coach, he should understand the politics around football.
And don't miss the prayer of the rabbi.
Joe was Zebaut.
How Zebaut there?
Zebaut won chaboke walako. E walako ekblekeshi.
We're not just about the games, we're about the community.
If you are going to be given this kind of treatment, then you need to be that guy. When I look at him play, he is not it.
Or when it's time for Don't Call Me.
Moria piki, a piki. No lala jay.
Join the conversation as we connect with fans across the country and beyond. Want the latest updates? Send us your thoughts and we'll feature your comments live on air. And remember, we like to hear your predictions for matches and your thoughts in general. Think you know who's going to win? Let us know.
Big shout outs to my YouTube people.
Tune in every Friday at 7 p.m. only on 97.3 City FM. Sports Panorama, where sports come alive.
Minke man bi mo nya Kofi Adam no mai kami. Matwale. Man ke la ke no ya ne. Meneke. Fe won sha ko ba club me feke DJ. Ni wo hia ka wo hye. Ye Yesu gba mi. Amen.
Sports Panorama, your weekly sports fix. Don't miss out on the action. Sports Panorama. Catch the excitement every Friday.
All right, you're welcome back to the Friends and Family Show. Before we went for that break, I was talking to you about the family table. So is that eating together, culture of eating together in the family, is that fading away? Do you think it's still there, but in some parts, you know, of the country, or probably we just need to talk about it or bring it back? Whatever you think, we're about to talk about this. So I'd want for you to be a part of it. But did you just see that? That's actually a family, you know? Family that stays together, something, you know what is there. Please put it there for me. Thank you, in Jesus' name. All right, so the whole family thing is for us to be together. It brings about love, there's joy, there's happiness, there's togetherness, all right? So we are not supposed to, I don't think that we have to take out that togetherness part out of it. And I think eating together also brings that bonding. So we are not throwing that away. But if that's disappearing, we're about to talk about it. And then I want for you to be a part of it. So send me a message via WhatsApp on the number 020-444-7033. Okay? Don't forget to add your name. My name is Noyo Kwote. And in the studio, I have three wonderful guests who's actually going to help me talk about this. The whole family setting. To my right, I have Rudolph Amwako Akono, right? And then I'm liking your steez. It's like today you fire me with,
no.
you know, the way you.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good. All right, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Right.
And then right next to him, I have a Enam Afenyo, who's not new to the studio. Hi, darling. Okay. Now, one gentleman that's like, even your Steve's cry is giving family momentum.
Thank you.
You get, yeah. Now that's Shaibu Adamu,
Yes,
right?
please,
Thank you very much for coming to the show.
Thank
You're very welcome. Now we're talking about the family table. Do you think that table, one leg is broken, or it is still there? Do you think the table is still there? You know, growing up, we would wait for daddy to be home. Mommy is cooking. Children's bowl and everything. You know, I think there's a video I saw with the whole family, you know, they put the bowls and mommy's dishing for everybody to eat. And then the ones that don't have their bowls, they're either eating with mommy or, you know, they join mommy and daddy to eat. Yeah. That's how we know that it's in the African, you know, setting. Yeah. That's when it's dinner, you're not there. Forget, you know, but they make sure that we're eating together.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And even if mommy and daddy is eating in a different asanka or in a different bowl, the whole idea is the whole family is eating together. Do you think we still have that around? Do you think it's still in the system? People actually do that. Not necessarily the one on the floor that, hey, you know, but then it should be there at some point.
Yeah. I don't think that's still around.
It's still
I think
around.
we've lost it quite a bit.
Right.
I mean, for me personally, growing up, I went through all the stages. From the one that mommy calls you that come and pick your food to the one that we started getting dining tables at home.
Right.
But now, when I get home and I pick my food, I'm entering my room. When my sister comes back from school,
She also
and
goes
you
to
say,
the
there, who's sitting at the dining table?
You know?
Nobody. She just enters the room. So I concretely believe that it's gone.
It's
lost.
gone.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
It's gone. Anyway, you know.
Well, from my end, I think I'm trying to revive it a bit from my end, but I don't know so many families that still do that, but I still try to eat with my 3-year-old in the asanka on the floor. It's a mess, but it's a lovely mess. So
Right.
I think it's disappearing, like you said, but we can still do little things to keep that vibe going to a certain degree. Yeah.
Shaibu?
Yes. For me, I think if it is disappearing, it's as a result of formally growing up, we cook only one meal
Okay.
per family. You don't need to cook different dishes.
Different dish.
This one, I don't eat TZ, I don't eat, no. Normally when you cook
What
a
is
meal,
prepared?
everybody must. But now it is not like that. Mommy prepares meals for you and she
I know
herself,
it's
she
fine,
wants
okay.
to eat something different from what she has prepared for you and all that.
Sure.
So, like my brother is saying, I think that we are gradually losing it. We are gradually losing it.
But what was the setup like when you were growing up? What was the setup? Can you just, let's go back a little. Well, I grew up in the whole dining table thing, and my dad would make sure like we were eating on the dining table, right? Nobody takes food to the hall. You can't do that, you know? There are days that he wouldn't even turn on the TV when everybody's eating. Because that's the time that, you know, they say there are rules, you don't eat on the dining table. But sometimes that's the time that, like, you know, he has something, a good news to share or something, you know, and he wants to be there. And he's always asking, where is this person? You know, call him, it's time for us to eat. Where's that person? But he doesn't want to eat. But even if you don't want to eat, you sit on the table. You know, because it's time for everybody. So definitely, he would say that a better you don't want to eat, but you come and sit. Somebody will chew the bone, a better so you sit on the table. And then the table was actually enough for my family because we're a family of 6.
Okay.
You know, so like the family head table and then 4 and then 1. But he wouldn't even want to sit on the head. He has one you know, he doesn't want to be on the head. So my mom sits there.
Okay.
But he will just sit on the regular ones on the side. But the thing is, you have to be on the table to eat. You know, he doesn't really bother what you're doing there, but you have to be on the table because that's meal time. You can't take the food to the living room. You can't take it to the room because he always has this thing. He tell you in crabberry watarian, you know, you know, so you can't take the. But every time he's spying people who are carrying things to their room, so you definitely will sit on the dining table. Whether you're hungry, you're not hungry, he doesn't know why you're not there. So I grew up in that setting until, you know, we're growing and one person is going to uni, one person is going to secondary school. Even with that, the number of people at home will still sit on the dining table. You know, he had that, I don't want to drink tea, I want to drink tea. You don't want to drink tea, so I'm taking my tea to the living room. If it's just me, I still sit on the dining table. You find somebody to come and join you. You know, so that's the setup that I grew up in. So, but right now, dear, person has eaten at work, you know, and then you come home like, oh, I've had lunch already, or I've had dinner already. You know, so if you want me to serve you, I can serve you. Right. Or you serve yourself. You know, I think that the whole thing, it's breaking that sense of, you know, togetherness.
Yes.
That's how I feel.
For me, from the background I'm coming from, we never had a dining table. It's either we eat on the mat or you have these small stools around where we sit and then we all eat from the same bowl. So we never had the opportunity of a getting a dining table.
But that's your dining
That's our dining
table.
table.
Yes.
Okay. So you have to wait for mommy to come back, and then she prepares the meals. Sometimes you will help in fanning.
So that you will go fast.
Once you are hungry, you are fanning. It's painful. Once you are hungry, and you are being asked to fan. You know, those days of charcoal that we use charcoal for our meals and all that. So it was, but you are hungry, and you are being asked to fan. You know, those days of charcoal that we use charcoal for our meals and all that. So it was, but it all a lot of bonding. A lot of bonding because mommy asks, shall we go and bring bowl? Go and bring this, go and bring that. By the time you say, Jack, mommy has finished everything, and then we all sit around and we are eating. I think it's interesting. It's interesting as compared to these days. You come back from school or from work, the food has already been done, and you don't know how it was done and all that. But those days, you were part of. You were observing what was going on, how they're mixing, the adding, and those things. So it was also part of the fun.
Even part of the learning.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because you know what spoon is for what.
Exactly.
She's asking you, yes, which bowl? Hey, the parents' bowl. Now you don't know where to touch it.
I mean, this is bringing some memories. I remember when I was younger. If my sister is watching this, she'll remember this clearly. There was one time we all came back from school, and my mom had done my sister's favorite food is banku and okra stew. When my sister eats banku and okra stew, it's like something else. And so that at that stage, we were still doing, mommy will serve the food on the mat, and then you pick it and then you go and eat. We had not gotten a dining table yet. And I don't know what happened. All I heard was kroom.
Ow.
The soup. Wow. The soup. That's one of the fondest memory I share with my sister up to now. Anytime I remind her of that, like anytime she's trying to act all big, I'm like, and so, yeah, that's very, very true. And even as we grew, one of the ways that I had time to bond with my dad was during when we were eating. Because when my dad comes back from work and we are eating, he's trying to tell us how his day went. Definitely, he's going to ask you how
your
school
day went, right?
And so that whole setting. Even when I was finding out about the whole thing, I realized that the whole idea of having a round dining table was the idea of unity. And so we are all round around it. And then my dad will ask you, how was school? What happened at school? And then maybe he will share some joke. Because he didn't have that much time to come and sit with you and talk. And so, yeah, as we are talking about this whole thing is reminding me of some very, very good.
All right, so let's take it back a little. So who used to like call people to the dining table or probably to come and eat? There's always that one person who's like, well, you know, then they come and let's come and tell you that Charlie, it looks like right now the soup are being. So who was that person in the family that would always come and tell people that, like as children, that's the food is ready, or come and eat?
From my end, we were girls, so we were in the kitchen. So there was we were just two girls. So there was no going to call anybody because like we were both there. So what rather happens is when the food is ready, we go and serve for our parents. They eat inside. We usually eat on our table outside. So I think that has built, like you mentioned, like a very strong bond between myself and my sister. And you don't take food to the bedroom. Like I've never even seen that happen before. Even after when we went to uni. And even today, if I go home, now that I'm married, I have children, if I go home, we still eat outside with my mom, like in the normal table, and we chat, we have conversations, and it's a nice thing.
Did you have anyone who was the announcer general?
Well, for my part, I think that we have 4 siblings. And my senior brother had left for school a long time before we all grew up. So it was left with the 3 of us, with a lady, which is 4, right? And the one behind me is the one I think who does the calling.
Right.
So the calling a lot. So.
What were some of your mealtime rules? You know, definitely when you're eating together, there's always that rule that mommy will say, daddy will give rues. Do you remember any of the rules?
The meat.
Yes.
The meat.
Yes. You don't touch the meat when you're not giving your portion. So you know sometimes like
that's if you're eating together in the bowl.
Yes, you're eating together in the bowl. Sometimes you have to divide the meats because you know there are people who they like to finish eating like maybe the
meat
carbohydrates.
Okay,
Then
before
they take
the
the meat. Then there are some people who like, as I eat carbo, I add
eat
protein.
my meat, right.
So if we do that, the one who waits till they get the meat, so typically they'll either divide it or nobody touches it. We'll all finish eating, then they'll divide it.
Nice.
You need to chelo on
But you see, interestingly, back in the day, this, like she's saying, actually giving egg to a child was considered like, you are spoiling the child.
Right.
You want the child to be a thief.
Okay.
Because egg was valued as something that you don't just eat it anyhow. And the meat part, you don't touch the meat. You have to finish the food
before you are giving
the one
meat.
who shares the meat is the last to pick. So that, because I shared it, I know which one is the biggest. So if you are the one who shares the meat, the younger ones will pick before you. So you'll be the last person, so that it will help you to share it equally. You see, there's some wisdom behind all these things, but maybe we overlooked. Because it tells you to care for your siblings. Yes, so if I have something I need to share, but because maybe at that time, a lot of the times what we did back in the day, there was not scientifically backed. We saw everything like a taboo or a tradition, or so we never didn't understand it until we have to sit down and think this thing was helpful because what it brought to the family is what we are experiencing when we are fully grown. Then we come to realize that this is what has brought us together. I always say this thing wholeheartedly without fear or humor. With all my siblings, I have never uttered a word back at my senior brother or my junior brother. I say something
and then say something.
We have I've never witnessed that before. We have never argued. If there's something that is being discussed and brings his opinion, we bring opinion. If we think that his opinion is superior, we'll say, okay, we'll go by it. You understand?
Right.
There were times that because of the levels of, I don't want to use the word poverty, the level of the situation at the time in our house, when mommy prepares rice, on that day, the whole house will eat rice. Will eat rice. The whole house.
No, but if you eat it, why are you going to get the money to go and buy that? The food you
our
want?
main food is the TZ. You eat TZ morning, afternoon, evening, morning, afternoon, evening. Yes. Yes. Or you get banku, you supplement with banku and all that once a while. But when it's rice or fufu, everybody will eat some. So the day the rice is prepared, the whole house will enjoy.
It's like my mom prepares fried rice at home. It's Christmas meal.
Yes.
It's Christmas meal.
Yeah.
So on a regular day, she's feeling happy and she's like, oh, today I think I bought ingredients. Let's do. Hey, we'll help you wash the bowl.
Everything.
We are there. You see people straightening the tablecloth. People are putting their placemats. People are just even the center table flour crowd, they are arranging because they're about to eat fried rice. You get some rules that I would say, or you want to go before me. Rules at home. And was slurping on the table. My dad was very conscious because he did it. He will do in the mornings when he's having tea, he makes that sound. If it's hot, blow it small and let drink it small. What you do? So, and he knows that I will complain. So from the time that I think I was going to uni and not at home usually, so my mom will call me and say, your dad did this thing this morning. Then he actually said that if you were here, you'd have smacked it. Because I'm watching, and then you using the teaspoon to stir the tea, making a what's that?
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
That noise is irritating.
It's very irritating. Yeah. So if we are all drinking tea on the table, what is you do for? Stir it gently and then put the spoon out. Yeah. But he knows he's doing that on purpose. Or when he's eating probably rice. Everybody who knows he's using the cutlery. Even when you're sleeping, you know that this man is eating because he's what is it? Why are you fighting with their food? So there are some kind of rules that you can't make noise with the cutlery on the table. It's very irritating. Or you're chewing so loud.
Exactly.
Why should we hear you chewing? What's that?
It's like you're reliving
the moment. What's that? What are you doing on the table like that? Or you see the inside of the I'll smack you.
Cutlery noise was so irritating. It used to piss my mom off so much.
Yeah, the cutlery. So, so now everybody was conscious. Then we always wait for the person who's going to take the very first scoop because only now your mistake. So my mom decided that, okay, so if it's going to worry you, they use plastic plates.
Okay.
So at least the noise is minimal than the glass plates. So she can sit down and say, oh, by chance, no, because the way you smack the thing, only one small cutter, you do why? So these are some of the rules. You can't make noise. You can't make noise on the dining table. So it's still in my mind, fresh in my mind. Like now that I am married at home, I always pay attention. You can't slip. You can't do that. What's that? So I am also teaching my children not to do the same thing. We've kept these rules, and I bet that, Charlie, some of these dining rules, there are lots. Let's share some of our unforgettable memories, like dining table memories or eating together memories.
Before that, I want to find out from you. I think one of the main reasons why the whole dining table thing is gradually fading away is because we are all growing. Like we are growing now. Previously, maybe your dad will come and meet you back from school, and you are home. So the only person that needs to be on the table for the table to be set is your dad. But now we are all. So for those of you married. I
actually don't think that that's the reason why the whole dining table thing. One thing that I was saying, I solidly believe is the reason why is social media and technology. You find people sitting around the dining table and they're on their phones.
That's it.
Yeah.
You actually see that even not at home, in restaurants. Someone is taking someone out to lunch or dinner and they're both on their phones.
What of the time difference for corporate people? You get home at 6, I get home at 7, she gets home at 8. So if you want to eat on the dining table, do we wait for everybody?
That as well.
So
the time difference.
That's what I'm talking about.
But the main thing is, even on holidays or family time, Christmas, like everybody's home, you still find people on the dining table going through their phones.
Exactly.
That's a huge factor.
Exactly. Or someone says, I can't sit on the dining table because I can't see what's showing on the TV. So for that reason, I need a tray. I'm taking my food to the hall.
One of the things that makes that happen is actually in the schools. They let the children eat whilst watching TV. And I think the whole idea is to keep them settled, because they are glued to something, so they will not create a mess and all of that. But it has its. So for me, the dining table is like the TV is here, like the dining table is closer to the kitchen, so you can't see the.
Right. So they're watching and they are doing that.
Arrange the chairs in such a way that you can't even see the TV whilst you are eating.
Well, I'm actually big on the whole social media thing, or the phones.
In school they let them eat. I remember I watched a few pediatricians, who were concerned about the screen time and all of that.
Right.
That's one of the things they mentioned, that their children are becoming obese because they can't determine when they're
full because they're watching TV until it ends. They're not done eating. Right. On that note, we're going to take a little break. When we're back, we're still going to go back to why people are actually moving away from eating together, or why that table is broken, or if it is still there. Probably in your family, you still have that, culture of sitting around the dining table to eat. But if not, I still would want you to send me a message. You're still on Friends and Family Show. I'll be right back.
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensah.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensah.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together. Curious about what's happening beyond your borders? Beyond Borders takes you there. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m., join Caleb Kuda as he explores the stories that shape our world, connecting you with Ghanaians in other cultures and seeing the world through their eyes.
So we've learned one thing: you leave your shoes outside.
Wow. Tuesdays,
yeah.
you know, I won't go to Ghana dressed in a Lacoste.
As director of operations.
From international politics to the human stories that define nations, Beyond Borders brings you a fresh perspective of Ghanaians around the world, one conversation at a time. Beyond Borders with Caleb Kuda airs Wednesdays at 7 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
You're welcome back to the Friends and Family Show. The conversation is actually getting interesting. Where we are directing it into it will cheer a lot of people. But before we get there, you're welcome back. We're talking about the family table. That's is family or meal time. We're still bringing us together, or we have actually broken that table. If you are sitting on that table and you're on the floor, please let me know, because probably the table that you think that you eat on, and you're on the floor. But I want for us to talk about this. Is actually meal time or dining time a time for connection? Is it actually a time for you to bond? Is it right or is wrong? Being on that table, I strongly agree that it's time for bonding. I get to know how you eat. You get to know how I eat. Like in the setting that I grew up, that is when people actually share their good news. So whilst everybody's on the table, oh, probably mommy, I got my admission to school. Or daddy comes to say, you know what, I'm probably traveling tomorrow. Or I got this and I got that. You get. So that's the setting that I grew up in. I think that is the right time for us to bond. I'm not going to actually move away from the bonding part of eating together. And aside from the communications that we have whilst we're eating, there's also that part of we're washing, doing the dishes together. You're spending quality time with one another. Because I'm washing with you. It's fun. I wash, you rinse. The next person is cleaning. The next person is packing. In that process, we are talking about something fun. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And then sometimes we end up talking and then we are done, but we're still there. So the conversation moves from one thing to the other. Somebody will do concern small, then the thing will turn. Then it will come somewhere, become something, and then the funny moments. So we're teasing people,
Yeah, that's true.
So I still believe that the whole dining thing is a place for bonding.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, I agree with you to some extent, but then let's not also neglect the fact that at the dining table, some people got broken. Let me explain. For instance, when Report Cards came in, sometimes it's not just out of I don't want to eat or anything like that, but sometimes there are some instances that people say, okay, because of what happened, I don't want to eat with anybody again. I don't want to eat on the dining table again. When Report Cards come in, then she did great, you did great, I did awful, and Daddy is the head of the table. Now he's staring at me directly. And let's understand that not all parents are very good with expressing
The excitement or displeasure.
Displeasure.
Yeah.
And so they go
emotional
hard at
intelligence
you.
and all that. Yeah.
And so that's that dining table now for bonding. It has become a symbol of something else for you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So
no, but again, you just have to agree that it's intense. Maybe today it is you. Tomorrow, so you mean that you're not going to join the table again? Because the next time probably you have done well. It might be your turn to get all the accolades or not.
Well, but I'm just, I'm saying
no, but the thing is, you won't come to the table again. You are going where?
You don't feed yourself.
Is it your house?
Yeah, I know. You don't feed yourself. Also.
Why are you going?
That's true.
That's say your heart has come. You say you won't sit there again. Tell me where you go. Continue.
But maybe a child who experienced that grew up, and then because of that, didn't find the whole dining setting thing a big deal to put in his home.
Okay,
that could be possible.
Right.
I'm just
I get where you're
putting another aspect of the whole thing to it. Like if I experience a lot of they
talk your face.
Let's go. Even they talk your face consistently. If no human being likes to be
berated.
Face talking.
Face talking. No human being likes to be face talking. So if it happens over and over, the way the person has felt,
shy away from
the whole process of dining or hobby. It's just another aspect I was just looking
at. So it's a family table, like more physical presence, or is actually an emotional connection? Like people come and share their, or you think that we just need to be there as, people physically?
For me, it's an emotional, a place for emotional connection.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
You think so? You agree?
And I think that the physical reinforces it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, looking into your face, seeing how you respond to something, if you tighten up, if you smile, all of that helps the emotional connection. So we can't throw away the physical presence. I think it also plays like a huge role in just getting that emotional connection. So definitely both of them are important.
Yeah, I agree to the physical as well. Because that's the point where my dad is always asking, where's that person? Because if it's just for us to eat, you have 4 kids, where are the rest? You get it? So you want that physical. And again, you're looking at people's body language.
Yeah.
I think that's when, everybody, well, in my family, that's when they get to say there's something wrong with you. Can you out with it?
That's true.
Unless, of course, you don't want to talk about it. My dad will give you the space not to, if you don't want to talk on the table, that's fine. But again, that's when they realize that, you're eating, you don't want to be
a social setting.
Exactly.
So you start acting isolated. So it's easy.
The thing is, when you're eating
pick
slow,
cues from the dining table.
Exactly. When you're eating too slow, they say, what is it? You are eating too fast. So why are you going to? What do you want us to do? What do you want us? I've got a couple of messages. I'll take them real quick. And this one here says, so I am Nanama. The rule is do not chat or talk while eating. If you break the rules, the knock you will receive. I am Prince watching from Darkon. When I was a kid, dinner was on the mats with my siblings, and my mom would shout from the kitchen, "Come and eat before I count to 3." The fights over meats were real. Mine is too small. Mommy, why have you given me small meat? Because you are the smallest or you're the youngest. But we still have that invite. I think that we still do.
Actually, remember it's the other way around, rather.
And when you're the little one,
young, you need more protein.
It wasn't like that for us.
It wasn't like that for me as well. She's going to ask you if the thing you bought it with your money.
Recently,
Come and tell her whose
I
meat
saw
is
an
small.
Instagram video where a mother had twins. When it comes to sharing things between twins, she had a ruler.
And she had to measure everything.
Like twins. After all she did, when they picked it up, they were crying. Oh God!
So the family setting is truly the eating together is very, very important. I think that it's a very important topic, and I think that maybe sometimes there are certain things that we do, but we lose the fact that it was very, very important that we did them, but. Because, like I said, there wasn't any scientific. We didn't approach any scientific to eat, so we don't see it as So, but growing up now, we are realizing that no, like you said in the beginning, the family that is together or stays together.
Thank you.
The rest they should add it for us. You see, because the bonding starts. Family itself starts from the unit.
Right.
The father, mother. Yeah. Then the children come in. So the coordination of that unit determines what happens. Like I said, in my setting, where we only, when it is time for rice, the whole house. So it means that we are moving the family from that unit, from that household, to a different setting.
Right.
So that the whole house is now rejoicing because we have cooked or we have prepared rice.
Yeah.
So you enter into a compound house and you realize that, you don't know who is the landlady or landlord because of the communality with the way the camaraderie that you see between them. It is because of sharing.
Yeah. Sharing.
The more you share, the more you touch people's lives, the more the bonding comes in. But we need to talk about it. You say that, look, we are losing it. We are losing it gradually. Now it is difficult for you to just cook and say, oh, give it to the next day. It's like, so we have to go back. Yeah. We have to go back. Our fathers, our forefathers, they had a lot of wisdom. Yeah. They have a lot of wisdom, but we are not learning. Yeah. We are losing it. We are losing it. Yeah. And
what do you think will be the cause? It's like modernization.
Yes. I was just about to say that when I go back to like where I grew up, it's not like a village, but it's not as urbanized as Accra is. Like families still eat together. Exactly. So I was just pondering to myself, could it be that in the cities, he mentioned traffic. Yeah. Somebody's closing at 7, somebody's closing at 8. The children are with a nanny, or you're picking them up from school. So it's like during the week that becomes quite difficult to do. So definitely modernization has a role to play. But at the same time, it's up to us to decide if these things have really been beneficial. Because what he said about you enter and you don't know who is the landlady, like that just breaks down all the cadres and classes of society. Like everything
everyone
is
eating.
We are all just children eating. We are all just human beings, right? Like just interacting and relating.
Okay, so now let me ask this personally: are you still eating on the dining table? Are you eating together, or you're trying?
No.
You're not.
No.
Are you fighting?
No, Barry.
Baby said,
okay.
Wow.
Unless festive seasons.
Okay.
Festive seasons, and so maybe that's a good place to start from. Maybe you can't do it every day, but maybe when I go home I need to start. Now I live with my sister alone. Maybe we can do Sundays.
Yeah.
Looking at the time difference, we try and do Sundays. That's possible, but we don't do that anymore for me. Yeah. So, but then I want to add something quickly. The evolution of even parenting, a husband and a wife, it has evolved, guys.
How has it evolved?
Okay. Now you are here. I don't know when you are going to get home.
After 7.
You close at 7.
After 7.
What time will you
after
get?
7.
After 7. What's of your hobby? But when we were growing, my mom just had a shop, so she was home. So she would cook. At 3, she would close the shop. She would go and cook. We are back from school. My dad will come latest by 7. He's home. We'll eat. But now we are all corporates.
Sure, I understand that.
We are all corporates.
I agree.
She's going to work. I'm going to work. If we want to make the marriage work, that means we need to forgo the whole dining. But we can do it on Sundays.
That's when mommy and daddy can go on dates. I agree. Yeah. That's when mommy and daddy can go on dates. That's the time both of you can also sit and eat together. And on that table, put the phone away and have the discussions that you can on a regular day. I am championing that. Like, I'm big on that. Yeah. You go out with your partner. That's the time that you can do all your lovey-dovey things. The kids are not around. You can do that and have a conversation. Right. I won't sit here and lie that I have the dining table moment. I don't have. You get what I'm saying? I don't have. My husband also doesn't. But I'm instilling it in my children. I won't give my first child food without the second or the third.
Okay.
So at the same breakfast, I'm putting them together. They'll eat together. Right. So to them, they know they eat together. This is how I know that now they know they eat together. You give mommy for food and he goes like, where's KJ's?
Thank you.
You give Baba food and he goes like, oh, where's KJ's own? Because they know they sit on the table to eat. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the same time. I'm not going to give. If KJ says, I'm not hungry, I said, okay, can we wait a little? Probably mommy will come along. And then at this time, you all eat. They agree. So now I asked 2 of them, they're ready to eat. bam, one person, whether she likes it or not, she will eat. Because she's she will eat. You get.
Okay,
so I am
good.
putting, yes, I am trying to let them understand that you eat together. You know, and I'm helping them to know that, you know, when you grab water for yourself, you grab same for the next person.
Oh, that's so cool.
You get. So they understand that, okay, so when you give me something, what about my sister? What about my brother? Because we're all going to have it on the table.
That's the bonding.
That's the bonding I want them to have. So on the table, you find one person complaining or reporting to me, Mommy, Keja is not eating his meat. I finished my noodles. Keja is not eating his noodles. I say, concentrate on your food. Whatever. But then that is when now they know you like noodles, you don't like noodles. When Mommy gives jollof, you finish fast. You get. So I'm not going to lie that I do. I don't. Because sometimes the food you cook for the children, that's not what you want to eat.
Exactly. The problem. Exactly the problem.
Me too, I want to prepare something to eat. Even if it's the same thing, you know, you do it separately. And then you have the time that you want to eat. Because at the time that they are together, you want to do the dishes. You want to do the laundry. You probably want to do something for yourself. So when they're together, that's when you get the time to do what you want to do. So that table thing, we need to bring it back, but slowly.
I think
in
for
this
me,
day and era,
on Sundays after church, it's something I try as much. Whether we are buying kinky from, you know, the roadside to eat, we all sit
and eat,
and we don't start until Daddy comes to sit down and pray.
I think that's very good.
We'll sit
For
down
Sundays
and
and Saturdays,
we'll be
it's
waiting
very, very
for
doable.
So at least over the weekends, at least one or two meals, we definitely eat it around the table. And like my toddler is talking non-stop and telling you all her stories.
That's what we like it like that. We can't complain, you know. I've got a few messages. When I'm back, you put your submission. All right. Hi, Nam. As a working mom, I miss the days we all sat at the table. That's what we just said. Now everyone's on their phones, and I'm eating while packing school bags for the next day. I sometimes wonder if my kids will have the same memories I had growing up. I don't think so. And my day, we shared food from one big bowl. That was how you learned respect. You didn't rush. You made sure the youngest ate too. These days, even in the same house, people eat like strangers. That's my point. We eat like strangers because someone's sitting right next to you. But you can't even notice that the person is there because you're laughing at something that you have seen on TikTok or probably on Facebook. And the person would have to call you over and over again before they say, You know, sometimes it's painful. We just need to drop the phone. It's the phone that is my own.
Drop the smart.
Drop that yam. But now we'll not drop the yam. You pick up the yam and drop the smartphone. My own dear, Sunday rice after church. Oh, my family didn't joke with Sunday rice. No matter what you were doing, you had to show up for it. My uncle would even travel back home early just for that food. This is Linda from Asokore. Now, I didn't realize how much I missed eating with family until I moved out. Now I eat alone while watching YouTube. Sad times. It's true. And we're actually talking about the bathroom thing too.
Another topic.
It's not another topic. It's not another topic. You are going to the bathroom. You can go and get there. Someone say you pull the pants out and sit down. You say, I've left something. You go back for your phone because you want to stay there for 1,000 million years.
Shots fired.
Yes, if this is for you, and yes, take it slice. It's a missile fired. Yes, you men do that.
Yeah, we do.
Now,
we do
you think that when you're sitting there 1,000 hours, I'll be waiting for you to come in?
We do. So, but for me, the angle I want to come out with from is I think that the rule for the table should be different from one family to the other.
Well, varies.
So you look at your family. You know, the whole week is hard for us to meet, but if you can make time, make a deliberate time to say, okay, since weekdays is no go area for us, so can we do that maybe on the weekend? And it must be deliberate and regular.
Right.
So that you also, whilst doing that, let the children understand why you keep doing that. Doing that. So because we shouldn't also be doing things like the way we met our fathers do, our parents do them without any explanation. You just don't get the point in doing that. So the family should look at the scenarios around the family and then devise the means of, but there must be a delivery. But the young man here, there, he has no problem because he will learn from this program.
Yes.
And
I am
learning.
I am learning.
So that when it's
We'll come
time
and follow up.
for my house,
I am learning.
food is not served until I arrive.
Okay.
When I arrive, before food is served.
And so if you don't stay long in town,
So I make sure I do my best. So I always have to call when I'm on my way that I'm coming. Sometimes even if it's yam, you have to call that, oh, I'm on my way. Okay, within 20 to 30 minutes you'll be around. So the meal will be on fire.
Yeah.
But that's
nice.
lucky to have that. Another family will not have that kind of opportunity.
Yeah.
Maybe the food is in the freezer, you just come and you yourself warm it. But I think that Ghanaians outside, when they travel outside, they don't complain. They enjoy doing that. But when we are here,
but because that's what we've been instilled with. That's
over
African
there,
setting.
when you are there with your wives, maybe
No, the thing we are eating on the way to go to the workplace.
So my boss will tell you that he traveled outside and said, okay, wow, is that how Ghanaians are? When you are home, the man will just sit lazily like this and we're expecting everything comes. But when you are outside there, because the hustle, you don't even have that time to say
that's
you don't even have time. Yeah, you see, so the dynamics keeps changing as and when you move from one point to the other.
It demands different things.
There's this joke that people say a lot. Why is it that the families in the corporate setting, you realize that 1, 2, 3 children is okay. Because the distractions, what they are chasing is more.
Right.
But families who don't have this luxury of TV, television set, these gadgets, the bonding is always together. They are always together bonding. So that is why.
Let me ask you this. Let's go back a little.
That's another
What
thing.
dish would you think that will actually unite the family, your family?
Fufu.
What dish? Fufu. Will bring everybody together to come and eat. You as well? Banku.
I think fufu.
Fufu.
Yes. Fufu does a lot.
Fufu
Me right now, my family that I've left inside me. It has palace car. Nobody. Everybody is like, it's mom, dad, everybody we're on our way.
Wache too is another meal.
Wache is really a bonding.
Really?
Yeah,
Wache
service, like staff.
Even at work.
Yeah,
it's either wache or
we were
cake.
standing in the kitchen
and everybody's
there
eating.
many guys but at least they realized that there were ladies who cannot eat as fast. So when they got to a certain level,
why would I want to go and eat with a man?
If you work in IT space,
Come and cheat me. Now I can even hold your hand. Now how many have I eaten that say I've got 5 times?
Come
I
on.
think another thing about the table disappearing is the health challenges that have come.
Right.
Because we are not doing that again. We tend to eat on the go. We are eating late at night. So some diseases that were not very common those days seem to, like obesity, diabetes, all these things they seem to have multiplied. And now people are now doing weight loss gang and all those things because we are actually not making it a lifestyle to eat properly. So I think it's definitely something we have to think about bringing back. Yeah.
I have one more message here. It says Zakia from East Legon Hill says, my 2 children eat together in the same bowl and I try to sometimes eat with them. There are days I allow them to sit on the floor with their tray and eat. I still eat with my siblings when we meet. Well, I do that with my children, especially when I grind pepper in their sanka. I don't know how I'm going to dish for you.
All of us.
Or, that garden eggs. I don't know how I'm going to dish for it, so we'll eat together. And I think I love the moments with that.
Yeah.
I see the one who offer by Reba Cup, and I see that one. I see that one too. That Mommy, I don't want to eat the yam. Why? Can I get some fish? I know all of them. But it's I like it when I bring that sank and everybody's rushing because they know this is not going on the table. This is going on the floor, right? Those moments. Which I just think that we just need to stick to as much as we can, even if it's just 2 or 3 people left at home in the family. It's enough time to bond.
Yes.
You don't have to say that because we are not complete. I think 2 actually makes a family, no? Yeah,
that's where
2 makes a family.
from,
so if there are just 2 people around, all I'm saying is do not break that table. Do not break that family connection. Yeah, because you can still have a conversation with the other person and put the phones away and turn off the TVs.
That is true.
And spend quality time. Because you go to work, I go to work. You go to school, the other person actually probably goes to do something else. The only time we get to talk about what's happening in my life and what's happening in your life is when we are sitting together. Let's put the dining table aside, but even if we are sitting in the hall, it should be one time that you should be able to know what's happening in the other person's life and the other person knows what's happening. But we all can sit in the hall and we both are not actually watching what's on the TV. We're on our phones. It's very disheartening. It's painful. You know, so you walk into the room and they don't even notice that you have come. Everybody is either doing something. My dad was always big on all of us eating together. It was a great time for us to bond. I still remember those times. Now everyone just eats on their own. I'm Fabia. It's true. Everybody just eats on it because I'm coming back from work. I bought pizza. I'm coming back from work. I bought some check be that I feel the guy. You two are coming back, you say some shit all obi and some banku that you've seen. You want to try it out. Somebody to say, I had fufu at work, so I want to do tea. So you're not, but the point is, whatever it is that you want to eat, can you please do that on the table?
Have a conversation.
And have a conversation. I know they say you can't talk whilst you're eating, but we're scrapping that rule. You know, they say don't eat on the dining table. There's food in your mouth. But you can still pause.
Yeah, so you can talk, but maybe when there's food in your mouth, like you don't speak.
Please don't break that table completely. Some of us want to be on the table.
And the moments you also limit the moments you also limit. I prepared the food, but I don't want to eat.
I don't want to, but it happens. We have to explain to you. There's some people who can't eat the food the day they prepared it. I just had the artiso.
You see,
because my come no sa, my come no magi, my come no trim, I form in trim part.
I don't know whether.
Hey, please, I'm speaking to all of us. I'm speaking for all of us. We have tasted the food. We are tired.
After 1 hour, 2 hours preparing to cook, you finish.
Thank you. I've inhaled the aroma.
Oh,
I thought it's simple. Me, by force. One day, but we can't say one day. You have to eat. But even if I'm not eating, I think I should sit next to you while you're eating. You see that in movies a lot, no? That you see the husband has come back from work, although the wife has already eaten, but then still sits next to the husband so they can have a conversation.
My mom
I don't think,
when my dad comes back, I mean, I can't marry wrongly.
You have to do that.
You can't marry wrongly.
Yeah, because some of the things I've seen my mom do. I mean, she'll be asleep and then my dad will come home around 9, and then whatever, she'll wake up. Even if she, at some point in time, my dad could just microwave the food, but she would just wake up. Can't sit at the dining table and then they will talk a little while.
That's love.
It is.
That's love.
Something I know if you do something.
That's love. So you've seen a lot of love things. So anyway,
but you don't have to copy everything.
Thank you.
Times and season.
Now the person is tired and she's dozing off. She don't hear that yet.
Because my mom did it, you didn't do it. That's good.
Orientation from now.
I'm not hungry. Anyway, so this is how far we can go. We've been talking about the disappearing of the family table. I bet that whatever that you're eating, or probably on the mats, on the dining table, or probably on trays, you do not break that sense of bonding, all right? That's all we're trying to say. That put the phones away, turn off the TVs, have quality times with your family. Around the dining table, it's fun. You can get to share all the memories or all the things that's happening to you. I bet that now that you have watched this and you've heard a few things, you would want to have that conversation with a partner at home, your children, or that friend who lives next to you. It could be anything at all, but do not break the table, I beg you. All right, keep the connection, keep the bonding. My name is Noyo Quartier. It is brunch. Hey, did I say brunch like I'm on radio? It is actually Friends and the Family Show on Channel 1 TV. I'll be back tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Mwah.